What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Tim Sports Talk. And today we are continuing the draft prospects, and we got Matt Corral, quarterback from Ole Miss, and he has been up and down the boards and as high as the number one in some guys' mock drafts, and then also not literally the number one pick, but the number one quarterback, and then also sometimes even outside the top 5. But let's go ahead and see why that is. All right, so Matt Corral, he's a 6 foot. I see it's listed 6 foot to 6'2". He's most likely like a 6, somewhere in there, 6'1", 205-pound quarterback. You can see his stats here: 3,300 yards, 20 touchdowns through the air, and only 5 interceptions. The year before, he had 13 interceptions, so he did a much better job this year protecting the football. He also had 11 touchdowns on the ground. Also, just for your information, if you ever look at the rushing yards for a quarterback and think, why is it so low? It's because they include sacks in rushing yards in college. They need to change that. Anyway, side note. All right, let's go ahead and hop into this guy. So, he's got great mobility, hence why the 11 touchdowns. This guy is really, really good runner. He's not Lamar Jackson or Kyler Murray, but he completely has escapability in the pocket, and he does a really good job in the pocket to make sure that he avoids the rush, whether it just be slight movements or he can just absolutely run away from some guys. Now, he's also really good at the off-schedule plays in that way, right? He'll make sure to always get rid of the football. He does not like to take a whole ton of sacks. And also, I've seen him where he's in the pocket, steps up, guys around him, and he knows where his running back is, and he just immediately, just side throws it to him as his running back gets off the block. Or another one, he's escaping the pocket, and he switches hands and throws it left-handed just to make sure that he did not take a sack. It didn't complete it, but it avoided the sack, and he got it somewhere near his dude. Really love that. This guy is extremely accurate in the short and intermediate routes. He is awesome. He loves the slant pass. He'll hit his guy right in stride. We're able to get more yards after the catch, and I love that part about him. He hits the back step of his drop, gets the ball out quickly, quick release as well, so it's not easy to read where he's going. I really like his short to intermediate accuracy. Really good at using his head. I've been talking about this for the last few quarterbacks, and it's really important to be able to look at look off the safeties, look off the corners, look off the linebackers. He will use his eyes with great utility. Gotta love his eye placement. This dude is tough, okay? He's fought through some injuries, but he had 2 bad ankles against Auburn and still found a way to run at about 11-yard touchdown, splitting the defense. The guy plays with tremendous toughness and leadership on the sideline. He's a very good leader. There's a lot to like about Matt Corral's game, especially at the college level. Now, what do I not like about his game is I talked about the short and intermediate routes, but the deep ball is definitely, there's more to be desired there. And it's unfortunately, I don't think he has tremendous arm strength. I've seen a lot of them where he puts his full body into it, and he maybe gets it about 55 yards downfield, which is not bad, but at the same time, it's not very good either. And it's also his accuracy plummets like 30 yards downfield, 25 yards downfield. It gets much, much worse. Not the pinpoint guy in the short to intermediates. He has put the ball on the ground way too much. Listed, it says he's only had 6 fumbles this year, which is about twice as many as the other quarterbacks. So it's still a lot of fumbles. But I've seen many other times whether the play was called dead or whether the play didn't count, a penalty, whatever. He has put that football on the ground, and that's really concerning to me. I haven't been able to find what his hand size is because he's a smaller dude, but at the same time, I don't care what it lists him at. I've seen it. He puts the ball on the ground way too many times. I watched 4 games, and I believe I saw at least 8 times that ball hit the ground, maybe more. So, not very good in the fumble category. I mentioned his injuries. His injuries are a problem, okay? He's a small frame dude, and you see these guys come into the NFL. We even see great guys like Kyler Murray. He's getting banged up every single year. Mike Vick got banged up all the time. Cam Newton, who's a 6'5", 240-pound guy, runs a lot. He's been banged up throughout his career. It's not very good. It's not a good combination to see this small frame dudes who run the ball a lot go to the NFL. They deal with a lot of injuries, and this past year was no different here in the college level. Now, he did not attend the Senior Bowl because he's a junior, and he had a hurt ankle. Now, he did avoid a broken ankle in the final game of the year, which is good, but it's still another sprained ankle. Not very good for him. But so, yeah, there's nothing to report as far as the Senior Bowl goes for Matt Corral. What are his comps in the league? And I'm going to start with the ceiling. And it's not a prediction of what he is going to be, but it's his absolute ceiling. And this guy compares really well to a Drew Brees. He's not a very big dude, just like Drew Brees wasn't. He doesn't have the strongest arm like Drew Brees, but he's also a very smart quarterback, able to read the defense and get the ball out quickly. So if Matt Corral goes to the right system, he studies the playbook as hard as he possibly can, and everything goes right for him, he could potentially reach Drew Brees levels. But there's a reason we don't see a lot of 5'11", 6-foot quarterbacks do well at the next level. It's because there's limitations for them. And so who is he most likely going to be? He's most likely going to be a guy like Taylor Heineke, who's in the league. Another guy that's pretty quick. He ran a 4.56 40-yard dash. Taylor Heineke's got some wheels, but he's also a smart quarterback. Can get rid of it, but not a very good arm strength and not a good frame. Another guy for a little bit of the older crowd, Jake Plummer, is a guy that he would compare to a little bit. That's who also they compared Drew Brees to, and when you look at them, they're very similar. And Jake Plummer had some good moments and some bad moments, but he ended up with 161 touchdowns and 161 interceptions in his career. Not too exciting. Now, so that's where I see Matt Corral. And now where would I take Matt Corral in the draft? Honestly, to me, this guy is third or fourth rounder to me, maybe. Like there's some things to like, and there's some things that you could reach as far as a potential, and he could be a potential solid starter, but I don't think he's going to get to those high ranks. I don't quite see it. So I would maybe say a third or fourth rounder. This is not a guy that I would be interested for Washington to kind of, tip their hat to, or whatever the saying is basically saying, yeah, this is our guy. No, I want to go a different direction, and hopefully that's what they end up doing. But good luck to Matt Corral. I hope he does well at the next level. I have no hard feelings at all towards him, but this is not a guy I'm interested for the Washington football team. But you guys let me know what you guys think about that in the comments below. Also, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and also there's a Discord link in the description below. If you feel so kind, you could join that. And there's donation links in the description below. If you feel so kind, you could donate to the channel. Completely messed up this ending, but I'm going to keep it in. Thank you for watching until the end, and until next time. See ya!